kind of lessons that you took from there that can help you here at Kentucky?
I think some of the biggest ones were just, how it's a process. You gotta put in a lot of time. You gotta put in, little details here and there. Get the right recovery. Take care of your nutrition, things like that. Really just the details of going to class, making sure you're there on time, always being on time, and putting a structure to your life. And I think another big one is, just being a part of a team instead of yourself. I learned there that, it's not one single man that's kind of the name of the program. It's more of, everybody doing everything together to make the program what it is.
As a local guy, what was different out of high school when you picked the traditional power over Kentucky versus this time?
The biggest reason for me going there is, my dad played baseball here in the 90s. My brother played football at Louisville. So I always was the one that wanted to, change it up. I didn't want to go and follow one of their paths. I wanted to be, my own person. So going out of the state was about my only option for getting what I wanted at the time. So that's why I chose Alabama. I at the time, even still, I love their structure and things like that. So that's what drew me to it. And even back here, just meeting the guys, getting to know all of them. I'm excited just to get to work with them and to see who they are.
You were coached last year by Eric Wolford, who was here the year before that. Is there similarities in stuff you learned from him that can kind of help you coming back over to Kentucky?
For sure. He always told us little things that he would do at Kentucky that he carried over to Alabama. So I think you can take little bits and pieces from each of your coaches. I had 3 offensive line coaches while I was at Alabama, and they all had different types of schemes, structures, coaching techniques that they would do. So I think really just you can pull little things here and there. And the greatest thing is all the coaches, I feel like, they say if you find something that works, you ask me about it, ask the coaches if they want to implement it into their style of coaching, and then if it works, then, you can take it from there.
Do you think you'll focus on guard here, or are you going to play some tackle on the
As of now, it's kind of up in there. I don't know exactly where I'll be at. At Alabama, I played all 5 spots, so I was moved a lot. So, I'm willing to do whatever they tell me to do. If they want me at tackle, guard, or center, it doesn't matter to me. So, no specific spot yet.
Coach Cohen said in his first press conference, priority number 1 is fixing the big blue wall. What does that mean to you and your group? What's necessary to change that?
I think just the things we've talked about is just getting that tenacity back, the mean streak. We actually had a meeting, just 3 words that we want to implement into our identity. And, everybody had different words, but we found out that there was a lot of similar words that were brought together to make what we wanted it to be. And I think the main one was really just, being nasty again, just playing with a mean streak.
How impactful was it having?
What were the relationships here before you left for Alabama? And what did it play to the decision to come back here?
Yes, sir. So, I knew a couple of the players from the recruiting process. Being from this state, you see them everywhere, usually the same schools. From the players' perspective, I knew some of those guys. I knew what type of people they were, how hard they worked. But the coaches as well. Coach Deuce was here, Coach Morrow was here. So having a relationship with those guys previously did help and pull me back here. And also, I couldn't pass upon an opportunity to come play for my home state. It's pretty cool to say,
How impactful is it having guys like Kenneth and Eli just who have been around the program for all the kind of, get you immersed in here?
I think, having those older guys is good. They've been here for an extended period of time. They see, how the identity of the team changes every single year. And, having older guys who hold that identity from the time they got here over an extended period of time, they can hold that together. And, it's been great talking to them, to hear their perspective of things. And they've been a big help in just, helping me find ways to just get involved with the program and not making it so it's really not been stressful to do that. So
You said you knew what you wanted from Alabama. What do you want from Kentucky?
same things. I want to. I guess the main one is everybody wants to play. it's really just getting the chance to play. That was the main one then. Getting developed, and at the time, I felt like Alabama was the better one for me in that time period. But now I just feel like Kentucky is where I want to be. It's everything that I truly want to be at. So.
Do you feel like expectations are higher for you because of your experience and where you just came from?
Yes, sir, most definitely. Coming from that program, it's you're held to a high standard there. And so anytime you come to a program, everybody looks at you kind of like, oh, you're the Alabama guy. And it's cool in the moment, Then again, you got to take a step back and say, I have a standard that I have to uphold. I can't get by of, being like a freshman who might not have as much experience at this level. So it is a high standard, and I plan to keep that up there.
Was it frustrating not playing?
No, I wouldn't say it was frustrating. It's a learning experience. Everybody has their own path in this entire adventure, and mine wasn't being on the field as much as I would love to be, but I'm thankful for the opportunity. They taught me many things, like we talked about. They taught me kind of paying attention to little details, and then they taught me a lot about football, learning football, different positions, getting to know guys. I can't be more thankful for the opportunities that I got there.
Style that Cincinnati ran, is it similar to what Coach White likes to run here?
No, it's a little bit different. This defense is a little bit more versatile, I would say. Cincinnati kind of had a system, and we kind of stuck to our system that we ran. Coach White has a little bit more, just a little bit more flexibility with the defense, a little bit more versatility also.
How big of a factor was it to see other transfer DBs come here and land in the NFL sometimes?
Yeah, that was a big recruiting pitch, man. Boss Man Fat for one of them. A lot more for sure, but I was a big fan of Boss Man Fat just to see how he was able to transfer in from LSU and take over the program, and the program allowing guys. A big thing for me is seeing how they treat transfers, and I was able to come in here and I realized everyone welcomed me like I'm a teammate, like I already been here. It's not like I just got here; it's more like I came in with them guys. And that was really big for me because I see a couple other places it's not always that case. Sometimes it's a little bit of envious that come with that, or But like I said, the guys welcomed me with open arms, and that was a big recruiting pitch for me.
You weren't the only transfer cornerback that's brought in. What's your relationship like with Jansen, and how is that competition going to be in spring practice?
Yeah, it's going to be fun for sure, man. Like I said, Jansen is a great grinder for sure. When I was able to meet him, he had a good first impression on me. First impressions are big on me. He had a good first impression. I look forward to competing with him for sure. He's a very knowledgeable guy, I realize, in the film room. He's very knowledgeable.
How appealing was the challenge of playing the SEC?
I'm from Columbus, Georgia, man. I got told I'm the SEC. I got beat up for going to Cincinnati, so I'm happy to be in the SEC. I'm excited. Like I said, we was able to play Arkansas week 1 last year. I was able to go to Arkansas and see Fayetteville, the atmosphere, and the SEC is something I really want to be a part of for sure. Whether it's a home game or away game, I know it's going to be a great atmosphere.
So growing up in SEC country, what do you know about it? What do you expect?
I know it's the best conference in college football. I expect to play against none but the best athletes, and I feel like I'm one of the best athletes myself, so it's going to be fun. I'm able to showcase my skill set on a high level.
There's a lot of dudes that from your high school that have gone on to play Power 5 football. There's one of them already on the team here.
Right.
Can you just kind of describe the high school you played for? And
Yeah, man, I tell them, I was just telling some of the guys, I feel like we could beat some Division I schools, honestly, man. It's a lot of competition in there, man. It's a lot of great skill sets, and it's great coaching, too, also. That's the thing that separates a program like Central from any other program. It's really the coaching staff and the way they run their program. The way my coaches ran my program in high school is no differently than what we do right now. It prepared me, fantastically. That was the reason for me transferring my senior year, so I can get prepared for the next level, and I feel like that it definitely did that for me.
Vince Marrow talks about how they're big on not ending relationships bad when a guy maybe chooses another school. Considering Kentucky before, is that something that played a part when you were coming back?
Yes, for sure. Like you said, I say when I committed, I received some texts to say I'm better than what I chose, or it would have been better for here, but it wasn't the case with this. Coach White told me he wanted me to be the best version of myself, whether that's with him or that's not with him. He just wanted me to succeed as a person. So that was very big on me also.
How do you describe your skill set? What do you feel like you're good at, and what do you want?
About my skill set, I'm just a ball player, man. I feel like I'm very confident in myself. I like to have fun. I got kind of a swagger on the field, I would say. I'm just very comfortable. I feel like I can be myself. I don't have to be anyone. I just let my talent speak for itself.
In Cincinnati, you got to play for a guy in Kerry Combs who coached in the NFL, coached at Ohio State, got a lot of ties. Now you're here with Brad White, same guy, been in the NFL. What did you get from Kerry, and what do you hope to get from Brad? Are there any differences? I know you haven't been around Brad much yet.
Yeah, you know, when I committed to Cincinnati, I didn't even commit to Kerry Combs. When I got there, my coach that I committed to, he left, and I met Kerry Combs when I first got there, and I was a little nervous about that. But man, I say Coach Kerry Combs is a great guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's a fantastic guy, and man, he has his own little. I'm pretty sure he'll want me to keep that under the table, but he got a couple techniques he taught me a little bit that I take with me and still see. When I'm also mix Coach White techniques with that, and that's gonna help me. I'm gonna use all the techniques kind of just like a sponge. I would say soak all the knowledge up and just use it all.
You talked about the coaches and the players who welcome you, but what about what's been going on with Kentucky football over the last 4 or 5 years and beyond that? How much of an attraction was that, and what was it?
Yeah, so I went to Hardaway High School, y'all, and when I went to Hardaway High School from my freshman through my junior year, I had a social studies teacher named Alex Sturgeon. And Alex Sturgeon is a diehard Kentucky fan, y'all. So it's nothing that Kentucky went through for the last 3 years that I haven't seen. I swear to God, y'all. Like, my phone, he sends me everything, whether, like, you know, the tweets or stats that say the rank, the defense among the SEC, just that type of stuff. He always send me that. So, like I said, I've been in the loop for sure. He keeps me in the loop.
And with that being said, like for you since you've stepped on campus, and what was the I guess decision? What did it come down for you to come to Kentucky?
Okay, it was really a last minute thing because Coach Stu, he told me to weigh my options, so I was just being patient during the moment.
You were kind of the hometown guy, right? Big recruit, go to North Carolina. Why do you think things kind of didn't work out the way you initially envisioned there?
I think things didn't work out because the time management part. It's things that I should have been doing better to prevent myself from injuries and stuff like that. But you know, things changed, so I had to do a better option for myself.
What lessons do you think you learned during your 2 years to kind of help you move forward here at Kentucky?
Just focus on myself, focus on my body, be a great teammate. Just keep getting better every day.
What was part of the recruiting pitch for Coach Stu, though, to make you want to come to Kentucky? Because I'm sure you had plenty of different options in the transfer portal.
He just told me about like how he can turn me to another man and how he can prepare me for the next level and how can I be better than what I am now.
Kentucky's had a bunch of noses kind of go on and be successful at the next level. Or is nose going to be where you start out at?
Yes, sir.
How much experience do you have playing that spot?
I have played nose for like 3 years, so this has been my 3rd year coming up playing nose.
Okay. You're also a basketball player, so that I feel like that doesn't happen very often. Is there that athleticism? How does that help you when you're in the trenches?
That's a good question. I mean, when you down low with 2-3 people on your back, then the same thing I can say down, taking double team, triple team. So.
What obviously you haven't gotten out there and played it, right? But is there going to be? You expect a changeable difference between playing in the ACC versus the SEC?
I haven't practiced that, so I really can't explain that question.
Right.
For you getting this, I guess you look at it kind of like a second chance. Is that you talked about not doing the things you needed to do. Just how much has that first year kind of put in perspective? All right, I want to get to the next level, but this is what I need to do. This is where I need to be to do it.
Okay, that first year for me it was kind of hard because I had injuries with my knees and rehab and stuff like that, and then over time I got better. That first year I just wasn't ready. The second year I was getting myself together, going back to Keeshawn Silver, and then this 3rd year coming up, doing everything I should have been doing now. So.
What kind of opportunities do you see for yourself here at Kentucky?
A lot of opportunities at nose guard, especially since the last dude left, so it's an open door for me. Bless him.
What are the expectations for the Lions here?
It's an expectations. Let's get better. I'm new, so I'm trying to get better with the guys. Yeah, I get better with the guys.
This defense has been outstanding. I think they finished top 5 in a lot of different categories. Can you like hear Can you sense that everybody expects this defense to be great around the facility? Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, definitely. So coming in, being from North Carolina, you really don't know too much about out-of-state teams. And looking online, it speaks for itself. And Coach White and Coach Stu.
Yeah. Marques said his first oh, I'm at Kentucky moment was going in the cafeteria. Can you confirm what's your moment then?
Trying to think. Definitely walking in. Yeah, I'll say that too. The hallway for sure. Hallway for sure.
What you had a pretty high profile high school recruitment. How is a high school recruitment different than a transfer portal recruitment?
I could say at the beginning, it felt like high school all over again. Everybody from around the world hitting you up. Same people from in high school at the same places reaching out. Remember me, this and that. So, yeah.
Did you take a lot of visits elsewhere, or was Kentucky the only school you visited?
On the transfer portal?
Yeah.
I visited UConn.
Okay.
Yeah, near.
Gotcha. So, you've been here before.
Yeah.
And things didn't go the way you wanted. What happened in that game, and how are you feeling?
I mean, yeah, I got injured, so tore ligaments in my foot, but feeling good being here. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to come here and play for the Big Blue Wall and be a part of something special. So just feeling good. Great.
Are you able to do just whatever lifting, anything they ask, or is it still kind of in the rehab process a little bit?
A little bit of both. I'm taking it day by day, just doing what I can, doing whatever necessary for me to get back. So it's just a day by day process and trying to figure out all the keys and stuff I need to do to get back healthy.
You played a ton of football in the MAC, right? Like there's a lot of football. And that's not just the MAC, right? Like you also played at Kentucky. You played some other Power 5 opponents. Is there that transition between playing G5 versus SEC? Is it that dramatic? Is that great? What are some of the things you have to be able to adjust to?
I just think about it as just football. We play football. It's a kid's game. So I try not to make it any bigger than what it is. Football is football at the end of the day, and the thing I love to do and love to play. So at the end of the day, it's just playing football.
You mentioned the Big Blue Wall, and that it didn't look like the Big Blue Wall at times last year. So how much of improving the offensive line do you kind of take upon yourself going into 2023?
I don't take a huge part. I mean, it's a team effort. Off the line, it's 5 guys doing the job. At the same time, make things work. So at the same time of me trying to come in here and try to help the offensive line, everybody else got to do their job at the same time. And yeah, it's just a process of everything.
You had several schools that were after you. You got to play here, you got to see the whole place. Did that play into your reasoning of coming here?
A little bit. I was comfortable with the environment that I had. Coach Stoops is an amazing coach, so I was I wanted to play for him. He's a great player coach. So with that being said, that was an easy choice with me and my family.
How about technique-wise? Because they use the outside run technique. A lot of teams don't use that in college football. Was that something that intrigued you, or how different is that than what you guys do?
It was probably not that different, honestly. We ran a lot of outside zones, so it's all just different terminology. Like I said earlier, football is football. Football is a kid's game, so not that. Try not to make it that complicated at the end of the day, but just learning the different terminology and different words that we use in our system right now. That's the biggest change for me.
Scouts will find you wherever you are from the NFL, but did you think this gives you a better foot up, so to speak, into getting to the next level, playing here in Kentucky in the SEC?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I try not to look so far in the future, but yeah, it's definitely playing with Coach Stoops and Coach Yen, who's from the NFL, getting me a little leeway, a little step up, but seeing them coaches every day and getting coached by them coaches every day.
As he said, you played a lot. You've been around here now and seen these guys. Are you excited about what the possibilities are for this offense?
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting moment. I mean, just take it day by day, honestly. I wish I could say more, but it's day by day process. It's just one of the things that you gotta trust the process, and we gotta solidify our tools and make it a bigger toolbox for ourselves.
What do you think you do well? What's the best part of your game as a left tackle?
Keeping the quarterback clean. I pride myself on keeping Devin clean, and me and him been hanging out a lot, so I'm trying to get used to my new quarterback. And everything, but I think just keeping them clean, keeping them upright will be my best thing.
Well, I think it's safe to say that's a priority after he's had a couple of season-ending injuries. Is that something, when you're in the meeting room, is that something y'all like talk about a lot? Is it something you harp on? How do you get that through that, like, all right, we got to make sure that our quarterback's out, or is it kind of unspoken?
It's basically unspoken. Like, it's our job to keep them clean and not have them like on the ground as much and stuff, especially with the stuff going on with him. I take pride in not having him clean because I'm everything he don't see. So,
how excited are you for the challenge of playing in the SEC, going up against some of the best players in the country, and probably the best conference in the nation?
it's pretty exciting, man. Like, I take it day by day. I try not to hype myself up a little bit. I try to be a mellow guy and just it goes in my play, just being mellow, try not to get too high, not try to get too low. But it's definitely an exciting opportunity for me and the rest of my team.
Sorry if you already talked about this, but just where are you at in your injury rehab? Are you anticipating going full go in spring?
Yeah, just day by day process, seeing what I can do, seeing what I can't do. So just taking it day by day right now.
What exactly was the injury?
Just tore ligaments in my foot, tore ligaments between my big toe and middle toe. So just taking it day by day.
It's a gnarly turf toe.
Yeah. It's not really turf toe, but at the same time, like, it just got caught in the ground and just.
No, you heard it here in this game, right?
Yeah.
What was that? I mean, that seems kind of surreal. That game ended your season, and now your next game you're going to play here.
Yeah, it's definitely surreal. Definitely a ironic moment, but at the same time, it's like it's blessed. It's like every blessing comes in disguise, and maybe that was the blessing that got me here, and just being around a fan base and seeing how fan base is, and got a really great fan base. So at the same time,
do you remember were you like blocking somebody in particular when it happened? Or what the situation was?
Yeah, I kind of remember. It's like it fades in and out, but I do remember pulling. I hit a linebacker number 10, and we had a collision. And then I don't remember anything after that, but we definitely collided, and then somebody fell on my foot while I was in the ground trying to block him. So definitely happens.
Tanner talked about y'all want to have a nasty mentality in that big blue wall room. How much is that going to be the kind of calling card for this group from now until kickoff?
Oh, it's going to be a calling card. It's going to be it's what we all said we wanted to do. Be a nasty O-line, and also like an O-line that don't take stuff for nobody. But at the same time, just being physical, getting off the ball, moving people off the line. That's what we want to pride ourselves on this season.
Marques, there's a lot of talk about fixing the offensive line. Do you and Tanner have to avoid putting too much pressure on yourselves as the new guys to come in and do it all on your own?
Yeah, I don't try to say fix, because it's like some wrinkles and stuff that needs to just be improved. Just an improvement from last year, not nothing that needed to be fixed. So just me and Tanner helping improve the offensive line and the offense. So they got weapons, we got key players to do so. So just about fixing everything.
Did you hear from the Kentucky coaches that you stood out when they were scouting for Northern Illinois or whatever, that's what attracted them?
Yeah. So like with coming off the injury and having the season I was having at that time, I was doing really good for myself, and they was talking highly of me coming in here and playing and getting everything rolling. But at the same time, just got to take it day by day with the process and trusting the process and doing everything I need to do to get right for the season.
This is completely unrelated, but what's it like getting ready day by day for a Tuesday night football game or a Wednesday night football game?
Yeah, it definitely was difficult. You had to go to class, so like going to class and stuff, and then about 12, then you're done and you're trying to get ready for the game. Luckily, I had online classes, so I was straight regardless. But at the same time, I don't know, like I didn't mind it because it was just like the weirdest part was getting up the next day and going to class. But at the same time, it's football, so at the end of the day.
You experienced some highs and some lows. What can you kind of take from those experiences, going from kind of losing teams to winning teams, when after a season here at Kentucky where, you know, they were short of expectations and want to get back to compete for conference championships like you did?
Yeah, tough days don't last, tough people do. Now I take that quote from high school wrestling. So just being a part of the process and taking care of any little thing that I need to do to get right and our team to get right for next season, that's need to be done. So just taking it day by day. That's why I treat it.
You were a really good high school wrestler. How does that help you on the offensive line, or did it?
Yeah, it just helps you with leverage. You know, I'm a taller guy, so I probably got to get under people a little bit more and stuff. So it taught me a lot of leverage and knowing where to control my body and stuff like that.
High school wrestling's pretty big in the state of Illinois, isn't it?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, pretty big. Pretty big.
Is that one-on-one matchup, that kind of mano-a-mano, do you have to have like a certain mentality to be able to win those kind of battles?
Yeah, I mean, like at the same time, it's same having one-on-one blocks on the edge. Just knowing you're on an island and knowing that nobody else can like help you out of the situation but yourself. So carrying that mentality with football, just being the left tackle and trying to be the blind side, like you gotta take care of some of the best rushers that teams have. So you're gonna be mano-a-mano a lot. So I just carry it over.
You're a veteran yourself, but having guys like Kenneth and Eli who have been around here for a while, just how helpful has that been for you, just getting immersed into what Kentucky's trying to do?
Definitely helpful. Eli is my cousin, we call it. I call him Cuz. We have the same last name. But Eli and Kenneth has definitely been helping me, just showing me what I need to do around here, showing me the ropes, how we attack everything with meetings and film and workouts and just normal life, just trying to get everything rolling with this. So they've definitely been a huge help.
I know you got hurt in the game, but you obviously played here last year. What were your impressions of the defense and just Kroger Field and everything?
I mean, it was a great experience. Great time. It was definitely a fun game. I didn't have the results I wanted, but at the end of the day, it's definitely a great experience.
Liam Cohen talked about wanting to turn around the offense line. That was his top priority coming back. What does it mean to hear you say that it's going to make such a big importance on your unit?
I mean, just day-by-day process. Not everything get built in a day, so just taking that process with spring ball and workouts right now, just taking that process and keep on going within the process, taking it day by day and helping out.
What